Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great day, guys. While I am finishing up the Spider Tournament and my Heroes Path event as well, I have some news for you for this upcoming weekend, and we have some interesting events. So let's take a look. So on Friday and for the weekend, we have 3 events simultaneously. We will have a 2x event on epic and legendary champions from ancient shards. And we will also have a champ chase tournament, which is part of the fusion. So 2x on an ancient shard during a champ chase. That's pretty insane. But it will get even crazier. So we will have a progressive chance event on top as well. And this will give you at least a 15x chance to summon a champion of your choice from the selected pool, right? From ancients, primals, sacreds, and void shards. Now for non-voids, and for voids, we have new champions in here. We have Thrall Mother, which is probably maybe the best AoE revive champs for for the Knights Revenant faction. The new champion, one of the Halloween champions. I think this champion is pretty good. Like this champion has a pretty nice kit, and we're gonna go over those kits after I finish up with the list here with the events. And then we're going to take a look at the kit and also from the other champions from the Halloween releases, right? So then we have Rotos, probably still one of the best nukers for the arena. He's definitely up there, right? He can deal a lot of damage, the partner of Siphi. So it has a pretty strong partner as well. And they go pretty good together, right? Then we have Morrigan, also not bad for Amius, for example. She can place, that heal reduction, which helps you to kill this boss. Then we have Kaya, also very solid speed booster and really underrated. And then also Timid the Fool, which is the partner of Kaya. But that is not that interesting. What is really interesting is here, Gaspard the Accused. So this is one of the new Void legendaries from the Halloween releases. And this guy seems to hit very, very hard from what I saw. So his multipliers are pretty good. And he's a Void Affinity champion for a nuker. That's absolutely the best affinity he can be because he will never weak hit, right? And we're going to talk about his kit in a second as well. Then we have Siphi, the Lost Bride, probably also one of the best speed boosters in the game from the legendaries, right? Is a little bit vulnerable in arena for the Vulcanoses and Nails and so on, because she's putting up 3 buffs and a turn meter boost, so she triggers a lot of passives. But at the same time, she can carry you in Chimera and in other areas, right? She just does so many things. She heals, revives, buffs, and debuffs as well. An unresistible sleep on the A1, still unmatched to this day. Then we have Constantine, the Dayborn, the partner from Vlad, I think. If both of them go together, they have some effects. I think I have both of them, but I'm not really using them, so I have no idea. Let me know in the comments below if you use these guys, but I don't really know where I would use them. And then for the Epic Champions, the Halloween theme continues here with Wogoth, Miscreated Monster, Magnar, Madame Series, and Skullcrown. So this event will last for 72 hours. Now let's take a look at those new champions. All right, so for one, we have the support champion, the legendary support champion from the Knights Revenant faction, Vanelicia Fromada. I hope I'm saying that right. And she has a very, very interesting kit. A free hitter on the A1, each hit has a 75% chance when booked to place a weaken, a big version of weaken for 2 turns. That's a strong A1. This weaken will probably place most of the time, right? 75% chance on free hits, that's a high chance. Then we have an AoE attack on an A2 and a cleanse. On top of that, she's placing block buffs and decreased defense, 100% chance if it's booked on a free turn cooldown. Amazing. This is basically what Ugo does, but before she's doing it, she's also removing all buffs. That means if the enemies have block debuffs, she will remove it and then place the debuffs. Amazing skill. But it gets better. She's an AoE revive champion, revives allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. But if all other allies are dead, revives them with 75% HP and turn meter instead. And that is a lot, right? They will most of the time get a turn before the enemies do. So that is pretty interesting, right? If you have an increase, like if you have a high turn meter on revive and high HP, which increases the chance that you get a turn and also survive another hit. And this decreases the cooldown of all revived ally skills by 1 turn too, right? So you're not gonna just revive them and fill up the turn meter and HP. You're also gonna decrease the cooldown skills. But that's not all, right? You're also gonna increase the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2 turns. And the cool thing about this is it's not a hit, right? So you can't weak hit. Even though she's force affinity, you will always increase the cooldown of all enemy skills if you have enough accuracy. That is kind of like the downside, right? You have to build accuracy with her if you want to use her for PvP, for example, or if you want to land those debuffs and this effect of cooldown increases. She has to have accuracy, right? So she's not a high resistance reviver. And normally you want to have like high resistance on your revivers so they can survive and not get controlled and revive your team when they take a turn. She also has a very interesting passive. It fills this champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally dies. Pretty amazing. When 4 allies die, 80% turn meter. 3, 60% turn meter, right? So that's a pretty interesting passive. No cooldown as well. Heals this champion by 20% of their max HP whenever they are attacked by an enemy under Pain Link debuff. Occurs once per turn. So it places a Pain Link debuff for 2 turns on enemies who deal damage equal to 25% or more of an ally's max HP with a single skill. That means if the enemy attacks one of your allies and deals more than 25% of that ally's max HP, she will place a Pain Link. That means the next time this champion attacks, he will damage himself as well. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate, so you can't have like place 2 or 3 Pain Links, right? So like I said, the downside of this champion is that you have to build her with accuracy as a reviver, which is very unusual. Like I said, most of the time you want to have resistance on your reviver and make them tanky and hard to control. But this one seems to have a kit that is based on accuracy. And also she has a all battles accuracy aura, kind of on the lower side, but still 60 accuracy is not bad. So yeah, again, I think a very nice design, right? Very awesome. The base stats are also not bad. 108 speed, not the fastest one, but still good. Decent HP, decent defense. I think this is a very good reviver. I'm gonna go for this Champ Chase tournament, and I'm probably gonna try to pull her and get her, into my roster. So we will see. Pretty amazing champion, in my opinion. Is she the best of the best? Probably not, but she brings definitely some value that you can use in different areas of the game. Then we have a new Void Lego, which is Gaspard with the guillotine in his hand. Pretty amazing. I've never seen someone using a guillotine as a weapon, but he has a pretty interesting kit as well. An AoE attack on the A1, and this has a 75% chance of placing a decrease attack and a weaken. Has the weaken on the A1 too, but it's an AoE attack and the decrease attack on top as well. Now on the A2, it's another AoE attack, and this has a 100% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn, places an increased defense buff and a shield buff on all allies, and the value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. So he's a defense-based legendary champion from the Undead Hordes, has an AoE attack on the A1. So defense-based champions are tankier anyway, right? And then he's self-buffing. He places a shield which is proportional to this champion's defense, and he has control and AoE attacks everywhere. And then he has this single target attack on the A3, where he ignores life barrier, poison cloud, shield, block damage buffs, as well as 25% of the target's defense. That is amazing, right? Because if you already have 25% death ignore on this skill, and now you get another 25% from, let's say, a lethal set, that's 50, or a savage set, plus a cat's gaze, and then, we're already in the 70s somewhere, right? Like close to the 70s. If the target was killed by this skill, revives a random dead ally with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. This revive will ignore block revive debuffs. And that is pretty interesting skill, right? Because if, let's say, an Empress is block reviving one of your champions, he can just pick them up back again by killing Empress, for example. Places a block revive debuff on targets killed by this skill. So he's reviving your ally that was block revived and then block revives an enemy. pretty damn amazing if you ask me. On top of that, he has 2 passives. So whenever this champion kills an enemy or decapitates a Hydra head, fills the turn meters of all allies by 25% and heals them by 25% of their max HP. So that is pretty damn good. I don't know if I would use him in a Hydra, but you definitely could, right? But I think I wouldn't. I would probably rather just use him in PvP, in Arena. And the turn meter fill every time he kills someone is also amazing. And the other passive, there's a little bit more to read. So whenever an enemy is revived, instantly activates the you stand accused skill against that enemy. And that is this one right here that places the block revive, right? So this is, I mean, there's no cooldown on this. And it is absolutely crazy. You will just instantly attack whoever is getting revived. So if multiple enemies are revived, the initial target of the revive will be targeted by this skill. So that means whatever the enemy is clicking on when reviving, when he's doing an AoE revive, that target will get hit by this skill. It gets even crazier because this skill will not be put on cooldown if it's used by the passive. And there's another chance. Has a 50% chance of activating the skill, right? The block revive skill on an enemy whenever an ally is killed. This is just once per turn. So I guess, this has like a 1-turn cooldown, you could say. And then for Hydra, he does this skill whenever an ally is consumed by that head. So I guess when the Devour thing starts, right? When the Hydra head eats your champion, then he instantly does it, so you can free your ally again or instantly. And this will also not put the skill on cooldown. I mean, he has a death aura in all battles as well. Pretty high def, 1.6k, 104 speed, pretty good. And yeah, I think this champion is absolutely amazing. Yeah, ratings, I think they don't lie. So I don't know. I think this champion can be really annoying if you face him and can be really beneficial if you have him. But that's not all, guys. There will be another event on top of that, and they're planning to launch a champion chase tournament, right? Which I already mentioned for the Fusion, where you'll be able to get a perfect soul for Sanguine Maria and the Fusion fragments. So we can get the soul for Sanguine Maria in this Champ Chase tournament by placing on the leaderboard. If you manage to take the first place on a leaderboard in your group, that will be 50 players. During this tournament, you will earn Sanguine Maria's perfect soul. The higher you level, the higher the rank of the perfect soul you'll receive. So from level 1 to 41, you will get a 3-star soul. The point minimum is 2,000. From level 42 to 64, it will be a 4-star perfect soul. The minimum is 3,000 points. And from 65 to level 100, you will get a 5-star soul. And the point minimum is 5,000. So out of 50 players, 1 player will get this soul. That means 2%, right? 2% of the player base on average will get this soul from this Champ Chase tournament, which is not too bad. I think it was like that in the last couple of Champ Chase tournaments where you were able to get, a soul or a champion or whatever. And usually there's like 100 players in a tournament. So 50 is a little bit better. Still, this is pretty much a whale fest. We have a 2x Ancient Shards event. We have progressives on the new champions. And we have the soul on the leaderboard as a reward for the first place. So I think this will be an absolute whale fest this weekend. And yeah, all I can say is hope that you don't get one of these krakens or whales in your group, and maybe you can grab the soul with, a couple of 1,000 points, maybe like 10,000 or something. Who knows? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for the relic mats if there are any in there, but I'm pretty sure there will be some relic mats in this Champ Chase tournament. I will try to get this new reviver. I will open up my Ancient Shards. I don't have Void Shards, and I'm not planning to buy any, even though this champion, this Void Legendary looks pretty awesome. But yeah, and then I will see how my group evolves, will there be any high point like whales or krakens that are going crazy? If yes, then I will just stop at wherever the relic mats are. If not, then I will try to go for the soul. That's my plan, and we will see. Now, is it worth it to go for the soul for Sanguine Maria? I think it is. If you're trying to, you know, use this champion, then I think you should definitely go for a soul or try to get it if you can, if it's possible for you. And I think it's absolutely worth it. Yes, if you are planning on using this champion, it is always worth to go for the soul. Are there maybe other options that are more important for your account? I guess so, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Every account is different for every player, but in general, I would say a 5-star soul or even a 3-star soul is good for a nuker because you get those extra stats and you can choose a blessing. And it makes such a huge difference, right? And yeah, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you're going for this soul, if you're going for any of these new champions. I mean, a 2x Ancient Shard event, it's pretty damn good for a champ chase tournament. And also with a progressive at the same time. I really like that. Yeah, it's a pretty nice Halloween event in my opinion, and I really like it. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. The YouTube algorithms can suggest you a video that you might like right here, and see you in the next one.